What's going on today, guys? We're back with another unboxing video today. Nothing special. Just going to do some baits, show you guys a little bit of what we're stocking up on to fish here in this summer transition here in New York. Last time I went out, I think the water was about 67-ish degrees on the river, so the water's definitely starting to warm up here. Depending on where you're at, spawn is happening. We've got all three stages. We've got pre-spawn, post-spawn, and we've got spawning bass. There's fish still on beds, and there's some fish that are post-spawn at this point here in New York, which is probably the case in most of the country, unless you're way down south. Anyway, not the point of today's video. We're just going to get into some of those baits, and the main reason for the video is right here, which you can obviously not see yet. This right here is a rod that I'm very excited but kind of confused about. There's a couple rods in this lineup, and I've heard good things about the lineup overall, and I've read good things about this rod. However, it came out, I think, close to 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago at this point, and there's like no videos on this rod, so I figured why not be the guy to make it. This is the Daiwa DX, the Type H specifically. If you look up this rod, you'll find tons of good things about this rod for the swim bait model. This one is the reaction model. Specifically, it was geared towards chatterbaits or vibrating jigs, and it's a 7.3 heavy, fast. Sounds weird for a chatterbait rod, but it is a fiberglass composite rod, so it's partially graphite, partially fiberglass, so I think that adds some sensitivity and gives it a little bit more parabolic bend, and that's why it's a heavy but will still work for your vibrating jigs. I do have some other fiberglass rods, or one rather, the Tatula from Daiwa, obviously, and that's a great rod, so I do have high hopes for this rod. So without further ado, I'm going to stop blabbing, and we'll take a closer look at this. We'll take a look at the reel I decided to pair with this rod, and just because we're here, we'll take a look at some of the baits I've ordered and we'll be fishing in the coming days. Alright guys, so first things first here, I'm just going to quickly run through some of these baits we got. Like I said, most of this is just a restock. I don't know if I got anything too exciting or new, but we'll see. But we'll start with the best part of the package, your sticker, so you can always be reminded exactly how much money you spend. Got some Power Hogs. These are both watermelon candy. And we got some in the California color as well. We've been losing a bunch of chatterbaits lately because we've been catching a ton of fish on chatterbaits lately, so we've been throwing them. Of course, here in the spring, anywhere pretty much in the country in the spring, I'd argue that chatterbait is just going to dominate. So with that being said, we got a bunch of the Evos. These are just your standard 3/8 ounce green pumpkin, just like the cream of the crop basic. And then of course we got some cheapos, just the originals. These were on sale for like $3 or $4 a piece. Had to get a bunch of those, throw those around where it's real nasty. The Evos are a little bit better, save those for a little bit cleaner water. These are new, I've never used these. These are the chase baits, flip-flop. So they've got like, I'll take one out so you guys can see it. I've never fished these. I keep seeing them on ads online, and they're kind of look intriguing. They're different. They've got like this weird kind of thin skirt. I think this will be good for kind of flipping some grass mats and stuff like that as it starts to warm up here. So that's why we grabbed those. Use those as a jig trailer. Probably put those on a chatterbait as well. They do stink. Salted and double scented. I believe that because these are stinky. And it's not a nasty smell, it's just weird. These are cool. These are more chatterbaits. These are a Freedom Tackle collab with Z-Man. And I guess the head is removable. So you can put like any hook, any style hook you want, and they'll still be a chatterbait. So that's kind of neat. And these are cool too. These are inline spinner baits. From Picasso. I'll take one out so you guys can get a look at this as well. I've never fished with these either. So I lied, there are a couple of new things I'm going to try here. It's not all just a restock. When you order as much tackle as I do, sometimes you forget what you even got. So that's what these look like. It's just a little bit more compact, probably a little bit more weedless, better through wood than your standard spinnerbait, at least in theory. It does have these little metal wires here as a weed guard, so I'm excited to try those as well. Those are from Picasso. Got a couple of those. And then it looks like the rest is just a bunch of mustad treble hooks. These are just for the custom baits that I paint, so nothing special there. Oh, and I grabbed just one bag of these classics. We got sirens going by. And last but not least, we just got another one of those chatterbaits, another one of the inlines, and some robo worms. Let me throw all these back in the box quick. Now the real reason we're here, almost. We'll start with the reel, what we're gonna pair with our new rod. And this is nothing special. This is kind of what you consider a cheapo reel. But as far as cheapo reels go, these are amongst the best. I'm a Lew's guy. I've got Daiwa, I've got Shimano. I love my Shimano reels, but I think bang for your buck on Lew's is just, you can't beat it. I've had zero issues. I've got tons of them, trust me. So anyway, this is just a custom SLP. All black, nothing special at all. Just your standard Lew's reel. Got your standard centrifugal brakes, as well as your magnetic system on the side plate. Does have a line marker, line indicator, so you can remember what you spool up with, and it just fit great in the hand. This here is a 7.5-to-1. That's going to pair nicely with our rod. And last, but definitely not least, really the reason for this video, I haven't even taken the plastic off it, so let's do that together right now. I did take it out of the tube so you guys wouldn't have to suffer that process. If you know, you know. It'd be a nightmare. Now I'm going to break the new rod. And here she is. And I know this is going to be upside down for you guys, unfortunately, but I'll take some better shots here in a second. And like I said, this is our Daiwa 7.3 Heavy. It's a Daiwa DX Type H. Anyway, at first glance, this rod feels really light for a glass rod. It does have the full cork handle. It's not a split grip, which I don't know how I'm gonna like that. Like that on swim bait rods, obviously. We're gonna see how that works for the chatterbait. I don't think it'll be an issue. I do like the cork feel. I'm gonna seal that right there. Got some U40 that we're gonna seal that with. But yeah, overall, this is a pretty good rod. So here's a better shot. Of our rod here. And our specs. There's a better close-up of that handle. I mean, you know, at first glance, this is just a really solid looking rod. As far as bend, it does seem to be rather parabolic. I mean, obviously we won't know anything about sensitivity until we get it out on the water. So yeah, overall first impressions, this is definitely feels good. It's that quality that you expect from Daiwa. It's at a good price point, not super expensive, but definitely you got that $100 price point. You're definitely getting a quality rod at that point. I've got to be honest, that feels great with this Lew's. It's very palmable. It's a little front heavy, but not bad. I mean, our balance point is right about there. And that's with the tag. That's not bad at all. And if you ask me, that looks pretty sleek, that lose reel on there. So anyway, guys, that was our quick little video for today. This was just going to be our part 1. I'm going to seal this handle up. I've got some other rods I've got to seal inside as well. That's an easy process. Just going to tape them, give them a quick coat, let them dry for 24 hours, and then we'll be back in action. So 24 hours from now, I'm going to spool this guy up. I'm probably going to spool it up with some 30-pound braid, run a leader on it, and then yeah, we'll take her out on the water, and I'll give you guys an on the water review after we put some fish in the boat with her and see how she actually performs. But I do have to say, first impressions, I have high hopes. So as always, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.